everyone, this is Jen Kitzmiller here at the National Weather Service in Missoula, and I have your fire weather briefing, which is being recorded on August 8th, 2019. We have a lot to talk about, the main thing being thunderstorms, as you can see in my screenshot here. So we're going to start off by taking a look at some of our satellite imagery. The first thing I want to point out, if you look up across northwest Montana, as I'm sure you guys have noticed up there on the ground, there's been quite a lot of smoke that's made its way into northwest Montana primarily from fires upstream of us in Washington. That's really decreased air quality. If we look at some of our forecast models, this is what they showed for that smoke this morning. You can see these areas of purples are really where quite a lot of smoke was expected to be in the morning, which turned out correct. As we move through with time, those smoke conditions do look like they're going to break up as things become a little more unstable, and we should see some improvement. However, those fires upstream get active again tonight, and it does look like some of that smoke's going to filter its way back into northwest Montana, maybe even as far south as Missoula. Another thing I want to point out, this is looking at our water vapor imagery. And so there's a couple pretty pronounced features here. First, you'll see this large area of low pressure circulating off the Pacific Northwest coastline. That's helping to pump in the southwesterly flow aloft a whole bunch of moisture and waves of energy up into western Montana and north central Idaho. So that's really what's going to be responsible for our pretty widespread showers and especially thunderstorms, basically starting this afternoon and really continuing all the way into Saturday, maybe even Sunday. Looking at our weather threat matrix, you'll see a lot of colors here highlighted. Saturday is really our biggest day of concern, not necessarily overall for fire weather itself, but just due to the widespread nature of thunderstorms that we're expecting over virtually all of western Montana and north central Idaho. These storms are going to have a lot of moisture with them, so we're not necessarily concerned about new starts per se, but we are concerned with the potential for flash flooding. Some of these storms could be really strong on Saturday and capable of some very strong outflow winds and even some hail. So just the overall threat to those of you that may be working out in the field, Saturday is a day to watch out for. But you'll see on either side of Saturday, Friday and Sunday are both going to be heads up days as well for lightning potential. The atmosphere overall remains relatively moist for this time of year, so for the most part we should see wetting rains with storms, but Saturday just looks like the really big potential day, and just overall this is a period for heads up with all the lightning in the area. As you'll see as we head towards early next week, we're in the green, it's going to cool down, humidity should be up quite a bit, so we should be moving into a little bit quieter period early next week. So this is just one model's depiction of how thunderstorms are going to evolve here over the next several days. So here we're starting at 5 p.m. today, Thursday, and you'll see we've got showers and thunderstorms across the area. One thing that's interesting with this wave coming in tonight is that it looks like it's going to keep showers and maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms going into the overnight hours and even into Friday morning. So you'll see that that area of precipitation gradually with time starts shifting north, whereby tomorrow, this is Friday, kind of midday, afternoon, most of that activity starts shifting into northwest Montana. So the main lightning threat today into this evening is basically from Missoula south, and then we'll keep showers and thunderstorms around most of the area here tonight, and then by tomorrow, Friday, it looks like most of that activity is going to shift north into northwest Montana. Granted, there could be a few isolated to scattered storms south of the area. It just looks like the main focus will be up across the northwest. Then as we move forward with time, Friday night into Saturday morning, we could see another period of some nocturnal or nighttime thunderstorms, mainly going through central Idaho, so for those of you in the Clearwater Nez Perce. And then Saturday is our real watch out day. That's the day we get a very impressive abnormal amount of moisture for this time of year. And a lot of dynamics moving in ahead of that trough of low pressure that I showed you guys on the water vapor. And so we're really concerned about some potentially very strong storms. You'll see this model starting to produce those through central Idaho kind of early afternoon on Saturday, and then moving that activity up into most all of western Montana Saturday evening, even into the overnight hours. So with those storms, the gusty outflow winds and potential for flash flooding if you get hit direct by one of these stronger thunderstorms, you know, precipitation amounts of up to an inch in 30 minutes would be possible with something like this. So that's really our big watch out for Saturday. Now, as I mentioned, as we move into the weekend and into early next week, that trough of low pressure does move in over the area. You can see that here. These blue colors basically represent abnormally lower heights in the atmosphere, which is due to that trough of low pressure. So that's really going to be cooling us off. It's going to be increasing our humidities, and it'll be quite a different time, quite a different feel out there as we get into this Sunday, Monday time frame. And then as we go into next week, moving forwards, the ridge rebounds a little bit early next week into the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame, but it's almost more of a westerly flow aloft, so we're not expecting to see temperatures nearly as warm or humidities nearly as dry as what we've seen here over the past week. So as you can see, we've got a really active period here coming up. I'm going to go back to the weather threat matrix. As a reminder, we are updating this matrix once a day now, so if you want to keep up to date with some of our latest thinking, you can find this linked at the top of our fire weather webpage. And otherwise, we will plan to talk to you guys again on Sunday, August 11th. Feel free to give us a call if you have any questions in the meantime. You can reach us at 406-329-4840. Thanks, and hope you guys have a good day.